Hi to everybody. Here, Enrico Benzoni, and happy to discuss with you today about automation. We will start in a few minutes. If you have any question for during the webinar, feel free to use the box that you have, and I will respond to you. Basically, today we will see how the Cloud SOAR can help you in using the automation during SecOps, and I will give you a short overview of the few main capabilities that we have. And I will present you the automation capabilities. I give you some suggestion on where you should start. But anyway, if you have any question or idea that you would like to share with us, happy to discuss. Then okay, so I see that you should see my screen. So right, you use the chat, please, if you can see the screen. Great. Thank you. Okay, let's start. So, Sumo Logic, we have three main products around security solutions: Cloud Security Monitor and Analytics, Cloud SIEM, and today we will discuss around Cloud SOAR because we talk about automation for responding to processes. We also use the automation to correlate every logs inside the firm, but mainly today we'll talk about the response processes. Basically, the source start with the Siemens, so you receive a lot of alarms in your security operation, and then you have to make the triage. You have to reach and investigate the alerts. You have to take decisions, and you have to contain and remediate the threats. So basically, you have to leverage the automation for the enrichment, for sure, for collecting every data you need for taking decisions, but the human factor is fundamental. And if a process doesn't work manually, you can't use the automation. So basically, in incident response, as you know, process first. So you have to give priority to the alert, you have to triage the alert, you have to add contextual intelligence and notify the stakeholders in the right moment, as soon as possible in a specific moment. You have to respect the time to respond to every single alarms, and make incident reports that take a lot of time, especially when you have to collect many information through different type of tools. So basically, you have to automate the processes and adapt the skills of the security team. So thanks to this concept, you have to identify the false positive, and you have no proliferation of incident volume. So you have to convert in incident only the real threats, because you can manage those incidents in the processes, and then you can make a quick investigation. You can deduplicate the incident in order to merge similar incident with the same characteristics. So you have to work on the same IOCs, and then you can make the escalation based on the results of triage. And the human factor, so the volume of incidents that you can manage is decreasing. So that basically you can use the automation for reduce the number of alerts. And then you can also use the automation for building for activating the standard operating procedures. That is the core of the SOAR platform. SOAR stands for Security Orchestration, Automation, and Response. And when you have to start an automation project, you have to start from the processes. Okay, so which are the main fatigue of the analyst, which are the main alerts that you have to investigate every day. So you receive alerts, you have to use different tools, you have to collect information, you have to analyze the information, and you have to respond to the incident. Basically, the SOAR and the automation is very useful for the first level of the SOC. So basically with the SOAR, you can automate and you can have structured processes for every type of alert you would like to use. Okay, so for first thing, you can have the standard operating procedures, and you have to analyze the current process, because cybersecurity serves the business. Cybersecurity has to enable the business, and the processes are different from an organization of another, and flexibility is a key point. So inside the standard operating procedures, you have the different technologies, and you have to have the connectors for orchestrating and automating those technologies. And for this, we have a specialized team that created the integration that you need. And we have already in place hundreds of connectors that you can use. And so when you have clear idea of the process, the technologies needed for activating that process, you can build the playbooks. Playbooks are the workflow in a graphical way, and it's very easy to build. Well, we show you in a demo in a few minutes, and you can use the automation inside the playbooks, and you can decide whatever you want to automate. So basically, your analyst can save a lot of time, because they can skip manual task, repetitive task, check IP domain, check the reputation, make a screenshot, create reports. So that are some example of activities that you can skip, and you can boost the automation for doing that. And then you have also the possibility to have KPI reports based on the role of um, the analyst, or the CISO or the SOC manager can have a look on the KPIs and take decisions on the strategy, and for talking with the board, for asking for investment. So that it's very powerful. And finally, you have to invest time in the analyst training, because they change the way in which they work. Because before, they are used to manage many different tools. With the SOAR, they have just to concentrate in high-value tasks and user choices and escalation. But you have pre-built structured processes that help you in having a very structured incident response plan. If you have any question, please use the box. I'm here for you. But this is just few consideration around the how to start a project. Remember, process first. Technologies, you are able to manage and modify the action on the fly, but we have a specialized team that work for you. So it doesn't matter that. Focus the attention on the processes and the analyst training. That are the two key points for starting an automation project. This is an example of playbook. So this is a tailored incident response procedures for the phishing. Basically, the SOAR can manage an inbox, and when you receive a potential phishing, this process can be activated in automatically or after manual execution. And each box represents an action of a specific tool. So in this case, you have to take the IP geolocalization of phishing domain, you have to make the phishing domain screenshot, you have to send a notification, and then there's the first choice that you have to do. And in this case, with this box, the SOAR can do that, analyzing the score obtained by VirusTotal, Cisco Umbrella, Recorded Future, whatever you have in your stack, and take a decisions. In this case, the alert is malicious, and the playbook go up and continue the adverse enrichment, and then send another notification, and the process here stop here in the analyst choice. This question appear in the SecOps dashboard, and the analyst can enter in the incident, see whatever occurred in this specific incident, all the information collected, and can decide how to proceed. In this case, the analyst click on Cisco Umbrella, and the SOAR orchestrate the Cisco Umbrella in order to block the domain. And finally, this process running arrived to the last box, that is review the incident and close it. That is an example of automatically assigned manual task. Also, this action appear in the SecOps dashboard, And in overall number of action, just two has to be performed by the analyst. The others use the automation. Think how many alerts you receive on a phishing. Think how many alerts you receive from a malware, from a lateral movement, DDoS, whatever you have to respond. Okay, so the SOAR helps you in manage the processes, and you have the flexibility on the side, which is the level of automation you have to use. In the beginning, you have to use for sure for the enrichment part, that are the color boxes in green, the green color. And then you can decide also to have a process that fully automated without the question, but we always suggest to use in a process the human review, because on the other end, there's a human, and it is important that there's an analyst that check everything and can ask through the platform to other things, activate a specific action or other playbooks, and then can take decisions. So that this tool, the SOAR, does not replace the analyst, augments the analyst. Basically, helps in minimizing the response time, reduce the analyst fatigue, and improve the efficiency and consistency. So here, a very quick overview of the 6 main capabilities that you have. First, App Central and Open Integration Framework. Here you can see some logos already integrated, the main important tools in cybersecurity space we already integrated, and you can use through the App Central the existing integration. And with the Open Integration Framework, you can have a look on the code, you can modify action in the fly, you can use different languages. So if you have developers inside your firm, you are independent on in the creation, okay? But we have a specialized team that you can ask whatever you need. This is App Central, so basically you can see here, you can find the integrations, the playbooks, some use cases, and here you can enter, you can search the integration you would like to install. For example, here there's the Sumo Logic SIEM. You can see there are different actions that you can use that are color-based, and every color represents a specific type of action. You can install, and after that, you will find in your instance the integration ready to use. So you have just to add the API key for every tool that you have. And for the playbook, so we have a list of hundreds of playbooks that you can start with. We are used to check the catalog, you see the use case that you would like to start, and then this is a starting point that you can install. Then you can enter, you can have a look on every single box, and you can change whatever you want. So there it's very flexible. You can see here we installed the industrial security that start from a machine that stopped working and then conduct an analysis of what happened. But you can enter in a node, you can edit the information, you can decide the type, you can create a different connection, you can add other user choices, task, filters, you can add the child playbook inside. Based on the technology that you installed, you can add the action inside the playbook. So it's very, very easy because it's a visual and you can modify easily whatever you need. So these are, as I said, color-based action. So you have green, you have enrichment, you have blue notification, schedule action that every time that you decide, for example, every minute check if something changed in a specific tool, or every day check if there's an update of a specific ticketing system, for example. Then you can make the incident reclassification, or you can have in purple and in orange the human interaction, basically make informed choices and the assigned task. And finally, there's the containment action. These are the action that you can add inside the playbooks, but there are also triggers that start after manual task, that it's another use of automation. And there's the demons, for example, every day entering the in the SIEM and extract the specific type of incident, or enter in the deep web using threat intelligence for analyzing if there are some IOCs to ingest, and then can activate the relative process based on what he found. So this is the capability. After that, you have the possibility to see in action the process. This is what you see, what I show you before. Basically, this process started after the receiving of a potential phishing. Okay, so in this case, you can see that the playbook is running. Here, the analyst is working on another task, no matter that you stay in front of the playbook that is running. The SOAR works for you. And then the process continues, send a notification. There's an analysis on what have been collected. And there are the possibility to see every information collected in the notes. There's the entities involved. So you will collect in a structured way all the information. And here you can see the concept of the user choice, that here the process stopped. So you can see here there are 5 possible directions pre-built in this playbook. And if I enter right now in the SecOps dashboard, you will see that this user choice that asks which technology would you like to use for ban the URL, appear on the SecOps dashboard for the analyst. Basically, you see that this phishing incident created have 5 different directions. And if I take the last one, for example, the last one direction, I decide to escalate to the level 2, and there is a task that allows me to do that. So basically appear this task, and I can approve and close. I can enter in the incident. So from here, I can work on this specific task. You can also add the tags inside the description, titles, and inside the description of the task. So it will be very easy for the analyst work on the incident and the relative task. So basically, this is the relationship between the SecOps dashboard, that is very powerful because allow the analyst to work on a specific task, and the playbook, that is the pre-built process for a specific type of alert. Then after the SecOps dashboard case manager, there is the war room. The war room, now entering the war room, that is the place in which all the information collected can be ready for the analyst. Basically, there's there are the incident updates. You can deselect or select whatever you want. You can show the results of the playbooks, and with the JSON information of every single different tool. You can see here the logo of a specific. Then you can see in a graphical way, and based on the timing, you can also export all the data. So this is the place in which your analyst can enter in a specific incident and can see whatever occurred in a specific alert, and can proceed adding a new enrichment or action, or activating other playbooks, or just work in the task that was pre-assigned. This is another capability. In addition, in the SecOps dashboard also appear the result of the triage and the recommendation of relevant playbooks to add to an incident that are what we call supervised active intelligence, that are other two phases in which we support the analyst. Basically, we thanks to the triage, they can see, hey, this is a false positive, this is a real threat. For the real threats, create the incident. For the others, just have a look and close it. For the playbooks, basically the machine learning algorithm check the historical results with a similar incident and suggest the relevant playbook for that type of. That is another interesting capability that I suggest you to have a look if you have a lot of false positive, a lot of alerts, and these are two interesting features. Then you have the automatical incident reports that you can totally customize. You can customize in your own templates. You can generate reports in different format, and you can obtain detailed incident reports with the IOCs, the timeline, and corrective action executed. So basically, you can have in less than a minute an immediate reports, and this improves the communication across the team, across the organization. Okay, so that you have an open format that you can work on. So it's another capability. And finally, the customizable dashboard and KPIs. So you can have an overview on the time that you spend in responding to specific type of incident. You can have overview of the number of incident generated, which are the analysts that work on the open ticket. So you have a very flexible overview of KPIs. We have a white paper that we can share with you, that the most common KPIs in the SOC. We have a white paper that show you the standard operating procedures that you can build. And we have also a paper and a calculator that allow you to have the ROI of the solution. So we have a lot of material for helping you, and we have a specialized team for supporting you, because when you start an automation project, yeah, you have to start from the processes, but you have to have the total support from the vendor or a partner based on what you prefer in order to start using the tool. So basically, we are used to speed up the processes, suggesting best practice, helping our customer in start using the SOAR in a very few weeks, so that you can start using starting from which are the main problem that you have inside your operation. So that's all. I hope that you enjoyed this very fresh overview. And if you have any question, please ask me. I'm here for others few minutes, and I can respond to your question. No question, no curiosity. So I think that you can use the box that you can find. Yeah. Okay, there is a question. So which are the favorite language that you have? So we prefer Python. So but we have also other languages supported in a YAML structure. Yeah. Is it possible build also non-cybersecurity use cases? Yes, nice question. Yeah, yeah, we have customers that use, for example, in a finance environment, they manage the credit card transaction, and they ask to their fraud department to check where there are no false positives. Okay. If there are no other questions, thank you very much, and please contact me or send an email for having your own demo. Thank you very much, and bye bye.